The desert winds howled across the alien moon of Velatrix 7. But inside the half-buried outpost bunker, Ryan Briggs was sweating for different reasons. He pressed his bare back against the cold metal wall, chest rising, eyes locked on the flickering control panel. His shirt was long gone torn during the crash, and now all he had was a broken comm, a dying flashlight, and the sound of footsteps growing louder outside. Thump, 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 and then a shadow passed the slit in the doorway. He froze, held his breath. The door burst open. A hand grabbed his wrist tight, cold, metallic, and yanked him out like he weighed nothing. Ah, hey. What the hell? He landed in the sand with a thud. Hot sun, dust in his mouth, and her. She stood over him, 7 feet tall, glowing bronze skin, long white silver hair that flowed down her back like liquid light. Her armor, if you could call it that, jet black chrome hugging every curve of her body, leaving just enough exposed to make a man forget why he was breathing. Ryan blinked up at her. His jaw dropped. His brain short-circuited. The alien woman tilted her head, amused. "You're not very good at hiding," she said. "I wasn't hiding," he stammered, chest rising fast. "I was inspecting airflow." She crouched low, her face inches from his, eyes sharp, smirk deadly. "Oh, you were spying then," she whispered, "watching me from that vent while I bathed." "What? No, She leaned in closer. He could feel her breath on his neck. "You owe me." He swallowed hard. "For what?" "For interrupting my shower, for staring, and for lying." Her eyes flicked down. "Also, for being half naked and still looking that confused." "I didn't mean to." She cut him off by grabbing his shoulder. Her fingers were strong, very strong. "You Earth boys are cute when you panic," she said, dragging him up to his feet. "Come with me." "Wait, where are we going?" "Where? I can decide how you're going to repay your debt." He tried to pull back, but she didn't even flinch. "Look, lady, ma'am, alien warrior goddess, whatever, you don't have to." She spun around, her face deadly serious. "SHH." He shut up instantly. "Speak again without permission," she said softly, "and I'll have to discipline you." His eyes went wide. "Wait, like real discipline or?" She just smirked and turned away. They walked toward a sleek dome-shaped pod buried halfway in sand. It pulsed faint blue light as they approached. Ryan stumbled behind her, eyes glued to her well armor. "Very strategically shaped armor. You designed that outfit yourself?" he asked. She didn't turn. "I designed it to distract enemies." "Works," he muttered under his breath. She stopped. He bumped into her. She turned, grabbing his chin. "You say something, Earth boy?" He gulped. "No, ma'am, just admiring the craftsmanship." "MMHM." She pushed the door open and shoved him inside. The air inside was cool. Dim red lights, strange humming sounds, the scent of lavender. He looked around. "Is this a ship?" "Not yours," she replied, "but you're welcome to stay, for now." He turned to face her. "Look, I didn't mean to spy, I swear." She stepped closer until his back hit the wall again. "Oh, but you did," she whispered, pressing a hand on his bare chest. "You watched. You liked, you fantasized." "No, not in a creepy way." She laughed softly. It was terrifying and weirdly rousing. "I'm going to enjoy collecting your payment," she purred. Ryan raised both hands. Okay, let's just talk about this." "Oh, we'll do more than talk." She stepped even closer, barely an inch between them now. "But first, you're going to follow my orders." "Orders?" Her lips brushed his ear. "Yes, starting now." She reached over, and the lights dimmed further. He felt her breath, smelled the heat off her armor. His heart pounded. "What exactly do you want from me?" he asked. She smiled, slow and wicked. "You'll find out once you start begging." Blackout. Naughty question for the comments. "What do you think she wants first, his hands or his tongue?" The lights dimmed to a deep crimson glow, and Ryan felt like he had just entered the inside of a forbidden temple or a strip club in space. She walked slowly around him now, eyes tracing every inch of his bare skin like she was scanning a barcode made of muscle and nervous sweat. "You really didn't think I'd let you off with just a stare and a stutter, did you?" she said. "I mean, technically I didn't touch anything," he offered. She stopped, turned. Yet, Ryan gulped. Her finger tapped something on the wall. The ship's floor shifted. A metallic bench slid out from the side. Smooth, cold, suspiciously padded. Sit, she said. He hesitated. She raised a brow. Are you going to obey? Or should I sit you down myself? Ryan moved faster than he ever had in his life. Sitting. I'm sitting. She sat. She stepped closer. Her armor clinked as she moved. Sleek plates shifting just enough to tease what lay underneath. You're good at following orders. I like that. I try my best, Ryan said nervously, though. Sometimes I disobey. Her eyes twinkled. Oh, I really like that. She leaned in and whispered in his ear. Your first task is to handle my power coils. Your coils, they're overheating. They need steady hands and soft touches. He blinked. This is a ship repair, right? She grinned. Of course, unless you're into roleplay. He blushed. Let's start with the coils. She handed him a glowing spanner-like tool and turned around. Follow me. And try not to get distracted, unless you want to be punished. Ryan stared at her back. The way her armor dipped low round her waist wasn't regulation. It was seduction with a safety latch. She bent forward to access the engine panel. Armor stretched. Curves highlighted. Ryan's tool dropped with a clink. You okay back there, Earth boy? She teased without looking. Totally fine. Just calibrating. My willpower. She laughed. Good. Because I haven't even turned the engines on yet. The compartment opened with a hiss. Glowing wires and humming cores. Now, she said, handle my coils gently. He stepped forward. Hand trembling. One wire sparked. He jumped. She turned around. Fast. Relax, she said, moving behind him. Her hands guided his. Slow. Controlled, just like that. I can feel the vibration. You can, MMHMM. He felt her breath on his neck. This wasn't ship repair. This was flirtation with a voltage warning. Keep going, she whispered. You're almost inside the core. Sweat ran down his spine. Harder, he asked. Just enough to make it hum, she replied, lips brushing his ear. He adjusted. His grip, the core pulsed blue, then purple, then boom. A sudden jolt lit the panel. Shooting sparks. He yelped and fell back right into her arms. She caught him, smirking. Did you blow something, human? I didn't mean to. Shh, it happens to everyone their first time. He stared at her. She was way too close. His chest pressed against hers. Their faces were an inch apart. Now what? He whispered. She tilted her head. Now, we move to your next task. She tapped a button. A door opened. Dim purple light spilled into a small room filled with cushions, steam, and something that definitely smelled like alien cinnamon. Ryan blinked. Wait, this doesn't look like an engine room. She smiled. It's not. He stepped back. What's my next task? She walked into the room, hips swinging, voice low and sultry. You'll serve me, body and mind. Ryan's eyes darted to a rope-like tool hanging from the wall. Is that a wire or a whip? She looked over her shoulder and grinned. You'll find out if you disobey again. Blackout. Naughty question for the comments. Should Ryan fix her systems first? Or let her punish his delay? The room smelled sinful. Warm steam curled around Ryan as he stepped inside, half in shock, half in awe. The walls were padded. Soft lighting danced across alien patterns on the ceiling. And at the center of the room, like a throne in a sensual sci-fi dream, stood a curved, cushioned bench. And she had removed her upper armor. Not completely, just enough. Her bronze skin shimmered under the violet glow. Straps hung loose over her shoulders, barely clinging to duty. You're staring, she said without looking. Ryan blinked. You're glowing. She turned, slowly. Her silver white hair tumbled over one shoulder. I do that when I'm excited. He opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. I thought we were fixing coils. We did, she smiled. Now, I want to see how good you are with softer things. She circled him like a predator wearing perfume. You humans, always so eager, but so awkward. Clumsy hands, loud mouths, quick finishers. Ryan frowned. Hey, I'll have you know I once. She pressed a finger to his lips. I don't need promises. I need performance. Then she leaned in and whispered, Let's test your stamina, soldier. His brain stalled. She tapped the bench. Sit. Again with the commands. But something in her voice made him want to obey. He sat down. She stood behind him, placing both hands on his shoulders. Now, relax. Her fingers began to move. Firm. Smooth. Circling. You're tense, she whispered. I was almost shot today. You were also caught spying on an alien shower. Details, he mumbled. She chuckled, sliding her hands lower. You have knots. Want me to work them out? Please. Her hands moved across his chest. Her breath tickled his ear. So needy, so human. He closed his eyes. Her touch was hypnotic. And then snap. A restraint locked around his wrist. His eyes flew open. Wait, what's this? She straddled his lap, grinning. You said you owed me. I'm just collecting. The other wrist clicked into place. Oh, come on. He protested, half panicked, half turned on. This feels like you're preparing me for something serious. I am. She leaned in, lips barely an inch away. My species bonds through touch, intimate, deep, unforgettable. I thought this was just about fixing your ship, Bo. Baby, I don't let just anyone touch my engines. She grabbed a device from the wall, something that looked like a scanner, or maybe a toy. I'm going to run a full diagnostic. On you, on me, MMHMM. I want to know how much your species can take. He stared at her. You're messing with me. She smiled wide. Of course I am, but the scanner's real. Beep. The scanner passed over his chest. He twitched. Oh. Sensitive, she noted. Very reactive, you know. You're not exactly what I expected when I crashed here. And what did you expect? She asked, still straddling him. I don't know. Aliens with tentacles. Giant bugs, something less hot and terrifying. She laughed. I get that a lot. She pressed the scanner lower. He gasped. Her eyes gleamed. You're overheating. Might need to release some pressure. Release what? Now, Bo, don't worry. I'll handle it. Suddenly, a siren blared overhead. Red lights flashed. She looked up, annoyed. Damn, visitors, good or bad. She stood quickly, releasing the restraints with a flick. Bad. Bounty hunters. He rubbed his wrists. Should I hide? She tossed him a small weapon. No, you're mine now. You helped me fight. He blinked. Wait. I thought I was your captive. She smirked. You are. But that doesn't mean you can't shoot something. Door slams open. Shadowy figures pour in. She steps in front of him, blaster raised. Hips still swaying like she's walking a catwalk into war. You want him? She growls. Come and take him. Blackout. Naughty question for the comments. If she wins the fight, should she tie him back up again? Asterisk blasters fired. The air cracked with heat. Ryan dove behind a glowing crate as energy bolts lit the walls around him. Stay down, she shouted. He peeked out and instantly ducked again as a bolt missed his head by inches. This was not how I imagined alien first contact, he muttered. Across the room, she stood like a goddess, of war, hips wide, legs apart, one arm holding a gleaming alien blaster, the other flipping a table with ease. Her armor shimmered, catching the firelight like she was glowing with pleasure. She fired 3 perfect shots. 3 bounty hunters dropped to the floor. Damn, Ryan whispered. She's hot and dangerous. Another one charged through the doorway. She reached behind her and threw Ryan his wrench. He caught it. Seriously, a wrench. Make it count, she called. The alien rushed toward him. Ryan panicked, swung wildly, clang. The hunter dropped like a sack of alien potatoes. Ryan stood over the body, breathing hard, holding the wrench like a holy weapon. Well done, she smirked, walking toward him. You're good with your hands. He tried to act cool, failed. You're not bad yourself, he said, eyes trailing down her armor. A fresh blaster burn had cut across her thigh, revealing bronze skin underneath. Like what you see? She asked, casually brushing debris off her hip. He blushed. I mean, yeah. But should I? Oh, I insist. She stepped closer, brushing against him as she passed. Adrenaline does things to my species, she whispered. We get extra sensitive after combat. Good to know, Ryan said, slightly dizzy. Her hand slid along his back. And you get extra bold, don't you? I think I earned some bold. She stopped, turned. You want a reward? He blinked. Wait, There's a reward system? Of course, she said. You obey, you please, you earn privileges. What kind of privileges? She leaned in, breath hot. Touch, Ryan swallowed. Touch, where? She smirked. Wherever your courage takes you. His hand lifted, hesitated. She caught it midair. Easy, human. You start with level 1. What's level 1? She took his hand and placed it on her waist. Soft, warm, smooth skin under cracked armor. His fingers twitched. She didn't stop him. You pass, she said. Wait, that was a test. Oh, I test everything. Stamina, reaction time, curiosity. He smirked. So what's level 2? She turned and started walking down the corridor. Follow me and find out. Ryan jogged after her. So this is like alien training? She looked over her shoulder. Training, teasing, touching. Sometimes they blur together. They entered a new chamber, dark, circular, lined with velvet panels and low seats. A strange purple glow lit the center. What is this place? Ryan asked. She smiled. It's my personal chamber, where I recharge and play. He raised a brow. Recharge? My people don't just sleep. We regenerate through shared contact. Body to body. He stared at her. You need a cuddle to survive. I need skin. Warmth, friction, maybe a little squirming. He blinked. That's the most dangerous snuggle I've ever heard. She walked to the center of the chamber and removed the remaining armor pieces on her arms and shoulders. Still tasteful, still teasing, but leaving much more visible now. Ryan's brain stuttered. You okay? She asked, watching him freeze. I'm good. Just updating my religion. She lay back onto the glowing mat. Well, I saved you, protected you, taught you. Don't you think it's time you earned your way back to freedom? He stepped forward, slowly. What happens if I say no? She grinned. Then I tie you down and make you like it. Ryan raised a brow. That's not much of a threat. She reached for him. Exactly. He took another step forward. And then a deep, alien voice echoed through the calm system. Overhead, warning. Human genetic match found. Extraction team en route. She sat up fast, eyes narrowing. Who the hell is tracking you? Ryan blinked. I don't know. I didn't even turn on my beacon. She stood, armor pieces clicking back into place, the playful smile gone. Someone wants you back, and they're willing to cross my territory to get you. Ryan looked confused. Wait, am I valuable? She turned, eyes glowing. Oh, baby, you have no idea. Blackout. Naughty question for the comments. If she saves him again, should she claim him permanently this time? Ryan's heart pounded as the warning echo faded. Extraction team en route. He looked at her. She wasn't smiling anymore. She moved fast to fast. Within seconds, her armor was sealed again, glowing softly at the seams, weapons holstered, hair pulled back, eyes locked on him. What did you do, human? I don't know. Ryan threw his hands up. I didn't activate anything. She walked up to him close to close. They've got your genetic signature. That means someone tagged you, probably without telling you. Ryan frowned. That doesn't sound consensual. She didn't laugh. Not this time. It means someone owns you. She grabbed his jaw gently, turning his head to the side. There. She whispered. Just behind his ear, barely visible, a tiny symbol glowed faint blue. What is that? She touched it. Ryan jolted. Oh, was that a tracker? Her expression hardened. Someone thinks you belong to them. Do I? She leaned in. Her lips brushed his ear. Not if I take you first. He blinked. That is both terrifying and really hot. She turned sharply and pressed a button on the wall. A holographic map flickered on. Ships approaching. Fast. They'll land in 15 minutes. She muttered. We have two choices. Ryan gulped. Run or fight. She glanced back at him. Oh, sweetie, we do both. Before he could ask, she pulled him into a locker. Small, tight, very tight. Their bodies pressed together. Her hand on his chest, her thigh between his brain melting. What are we doing in here? He whispered. She smiled. Disguising your heat signature. There's no other way. She leaned in. Oh, there are many, but this is the most fun. Her body moved, pressed, shifted. He couldn't move without touching something. Soft or firm or too distracting to name. Is this part of the plan? He asked. Totally. She smirked. Touch me again and you'll blow our cover. He moved slightly, his hand accidentally brushed her hip. Oops, she raised a brow. Strike one. He froze. Wait, there's a limit. Oh yes, she whispered. 3 strikes, and I own you. Ryan exhaled slowly. You're enjoying this? She nodded. Very much. Just then, boots echoed outside the walls, voices. Skin shows human DNA inside. One said, door locked. Preparing to breach, another barked. Ryan looked at her, panic rising. What now? She placed one finger on his lips. SHHH, she pressed a button on her wrist. A soft hum surrounded them. Cloak active, she whispered. But if you move too much, it drops. Ryan stood stiff as stone. Then she moved again. Her lips grazed his neck. You're shaking. She whispered. You're doing that on purpose, maybe. Outside, metal clanged. Something sparked. They're close, Ryan muttered. Very close, she grinned. So am I, he looked down. Her hand was well resting in a very questionable spot. Strike 2, she whispered. I didn't do anything. You reacted. That counts. She leaned into him harder. If they open that door, she purred, I'll have to prove you're mine. Physically. You do that. She grinned wider. Only if you beg me. Thud. The door slammed open. Blinding light flooded the hallway. Heavy boots stomped in. Thermals say no one's here. Tracker says otherwise. Split up. Search the decks. There. Footsteps faded. For now. Ryan sighed in relief. She didn't move. Just stared into his eyes. You're fun when you're terrified, she said. Yeah, well, you're terrifying when you're turned on. Oh, sweetie, this isn't turned on. This is foreplay. He stared. What the hell is actual turned on then? She kissed his cheek. You'll find out after we escape. Suddenly, the cloak fizzled. The device on her wrist sparked. Smoke. Oh no, she muttered. Ryan blinked. What happened? She looked down at her wrist, then at him. You overloaded it. Me. How? She licked her lips slowly. Too much. Body heat. Blackout. Naughty question for the comments. Should she punish Ryan for overheating the system or reward him instead? Asterisk. Smoke hissed from the failed cloaking band. The heat between their bodies wasn't helping. She stepped back, finally giving Ryan space to breathe. He gasped. That was close. She smirked. You're warm-blooded. I like that. But next time, try not to melt my tech. I told you, I wasn't even moving. You were reacting, she said. Eyes dancing. Your heartbeat spiked. Your breathing got heavy. Your other parts weren't helping either. He blushed so hard his ears turned red. I was under pressure. She leaned in. You're about to be under me if you keep making excuses. Ryan backed into the wall. Maybe we should focus on the part where soldiers are hunting me, she nodded. Agreed. But first, armor. Yours? No, she said with a grin. Yours? She tossed him a folded outfit. He shook it out, just barely a suit. Thin. Black. Tight. Where's the rest of it? That's all. Skin to fabric ratio increases your chances of survival. He squinted. In what universe? My ship. My rules. He sighed and changed. She watched. He paused halfway through pulling the suit up. Are you watching me change? Of course. She replied. You owe me a show. He rolled his eyes, turned around, and zipped it up. When he turned back, she was already geared up. Silver trim, dark visor, tall boots, goddess mode, activated. Damn, he said under his breath. She caught it. What was that? Just admiring your upgrades. She stepped closer. Want a hands-on inspection? His lips parted. She whispered, not yet. He groaned. You are evil. No, she said softly. I'm patient, and patience builds pressure. A deep thrum shook the floor. Her eyes snapped toward the ceiling. They've landed. Outside, the air was still, to still. Then came the mechanical clank of dropship legs hitting the sand. They're right above us, she said. Ryan looked around. Do we run? She opened a hatch on the floor, a hidden tunnel beneath. We go underground, but it's narrow. How? Narrow, you'll be crawling. He looked down. Great. She dropped inside with a cat-like grace. Looked up. Well, get your ass down here. He followed, crawling close behind her. Way too close. The tunnel was tight. Her hips swayed. With every crawl forward, The back of her armor opened slightly as she moved just enough to show skin. "Are you staring again?" she asked, without looking. "No," he lied. "You owe me 3 back rubs for every stare." 3. "That's inflation." She glanced over her shoulder. "Keep talking, and I'll start charging interest." Ryan grinned, even in the dark. Suddenly, a roar echoed through the tunnel. Was that a creature? She froze. No, that was worse. What's worse than a creature? Excuse me. She looked back at him. "He's here for me. But now he wants you too." Ryan's jaw dropped. "Wait, you have an alien ex-boyfriend who's tracking me. Technically, we never dated." "Oh, thank God. We just sparred." Ryan blinked. "Is that code for?" She grinned. "Use your imagination." The tunnel shook again. He stumbled forward, accidentally bumping into her, but she froze. His hand stayed there. "Strike 3, she said flatly. "Oh no, oh yes." The tunnel opened into a hidden chamber dimly lit with glowing blue tiles and a strange circular bed in the middle. "What is this place?" he asked, wide-eyed. She turned to him, her voice dropped. "This is where I punish naughty humans who touch without permission." He backed up. "I said it was an accident. Doesn't matter." She removed her gloves, slowly. "Time to pay." He backed into the bed literally. She smiled and stepped forward. "You're mine now. Completely. And this time, no running." He gulped. Suddenly a red beam shot down from above. The ceiling cracked. Her eyes went wide. "Damn it. He's breaching the chamber." Ryan looked up. From the hole in the ceiling, a huge figure floated down. 8 feet tall, muscular, covered in glowing tattoos, eyes fixed on Ryan. "I see you've claimed a new pet." The figure growled. She stood between them. "He's not yours," she hissed. "Not yet." The brute smiled. Blackout. Naughty question for the comments. Should she fight for Ryan's life, or make him fight for hers first? The alien brute landed with a heavy thud, sending cracks through the chamber floor. Ryan staggered back. The glow of the beast's body made everything else feel small, even her. But she didn't move. She stood between them, strong, sexy, unshaken. "Jair," she said coldly. He smiled. "Still using that name, still showing up uninvited." Ryan whispered, "Wait, this thing is your ex?" Jair's voice was deep and rough. "We were partners, in war and in pleasure." Ryan stepped back. "Okay, I didn't need the second part." Jair pointed at him. "He doesn't belong here. Doesn't belong to you." She smiled. "That's the thing, he does." Jair growled. "You claimed a human as property, not property." She replied, turning to Ryan. "He's mine." Ryan blinked. "That mean I get benefits?" "Depends how brave you are." Jair moved. "Closer. Give him to me, or I'll tear this place apart." She looked at Ryan. "You ever wanted to prove yourself?" Ryan raised an eyebrow. "To a glowing space warlord, not really." She reached behind her, unclipped a small blade from her armor, and tossed it to Ryan. "Good. Time to change that." Ryan stared at the blade. "I'm not a fighter." "You are now." Jair lunged. Ryan dodged barely. The blade hissed through the air. "Nice move," she said. "Now try not to die." Ryan jumped back as Jair's punch cracked the wall behind him. He rolled, ducked, and slashed. It barely scratched the brute's chest. Jair laughed. "You think this can hurt me?" "No," Ryan said. "But it'll slow you down for her." Jair turned. Too late. She was already midair. Boot first. Straight into his chest. Boom. Jair flew backward into the wall. Crumbling stone and tech panels collapsing around him. Smoke. Silence. Ryan coughed. "Is he dead?" She walked up to the pile of rubble and kicked it once. Jair groaned. "Sadly, no," she said. "But he's humiliated, and that hurts him more." She turned to Ryan. "You okay?" "I just survived a death match with your ex. I think I deserve something." She smiled slowly, seductively. "You want a reward?" "Oh yeah." She stepped forward. "You fought for me, bled for me, stood between danger and my pride." He smirked. "And I looked damn good doing it." She laughed, then grabbed him by the collar, pulled him close. Their lips almost touched. "You want your prize?" she whispered. He nodded. "I want you." She grinned. "You already have me." He blinked. "Wait, seriously?" She kissed him finally, fierce, Hungry, possessive. Her voice dropped into a growl. Now shut up, and let me claim what's mine. He pulled her closer. You sure you can handle me? She grinned. Let's find out. Soldier. 3 weeks later, the ship floated peacefully in orbit above Valatrix 7. Ryan stood at the viewport, shirtless again. Because of course he was. Behind him, she lounged on the bed, stretched out like a queen. You look thoughtful, she purred. I'm just wondering, he said. What? How did a guy like me end up with a space goddess like you? She stood, walked over, and kissed his neck. You owed me. He turned, smirking. I still do. Oh yes, she said, sliding her arms around his waist. A lifetime of interest. He kissed her, then whispered, guess I'll have to keep working it off or blackout. Final naughty question for the comments. Now that she owns him forever, what training should she start next?